California classes, right? I mean, well, California doesn't have a Dharma class, but it's just a encouragement class. But it's called the conversation, right? 白话. So I haven't done the Iowa one, so let me do the Iowa one. And don't, just as a little bit of, it's been almost 2 months ago, a month and a half. The Iowa Dharma class back in June, I think it's June 20th, June 13th, June 14th, June 13th. So anyway, or June 10th. But anyway, and so the Iowa Dharma class, what we call it's a marvelous scripture, right? So it had two words. That was the main theme. Just like in Ohio, it was benevolent heart, right? 人心. In New York, it was 孝心 or filial heart, or filial mind. Yeah. So in Iowa, the two words were what we call 直心, or pure heart. Pure heart, straight, literally means straight heart, pure heart. So basically these different quote unquote hearts or minds, be it filial, be it benevolent, and in this case in Iowa, the pure heart or straight heart, are just different you can say different aspects, qualities or traits, characteristics of what we call the Tao heart, the mind or the heart of the Tao, the mind of the Tao. Okay, the Tao heart, the Tao mind. All right. So because it is very hard to describe what Tao is, right? It's extremely hard because it's actually indescribable, but because what I mean by indescribable, it means that whatever words or whatever ideas or descriptions that we assign to this Tao, this quote Tao, it's incomplete. It's not complete. Okay, so it's like saying describe what's absolute perfection. What's absolute perfection? 100%. I'm 100% correct, right? 100% pure, 100% good, whatever, or perfect, right? So it's very hard. But okay, well, that idea or that notion is contained in the very first sentence or phrase of the book of the way and the virtue, right? 道德经, right? Lao Tzu said the Tao that could be called the Tao is not the true Tao. So that's the same idea. Okay, so that's the same. Okay, but unfortunately, you still have to describe it. We still have to ascribe something. We have to describe it's some type of aspect or traits of this Tao. Okay, but the Tao is within all of us too. So that's why we have this what we call the Buddha nature. All right, the Buddha nature. So it's not just the conscious mind. It's the Buddha nature, or you can say the essence, the awareness that gives rise, that allows us to have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, right? To have feelings, emotions, ability to sense things, right? Through our six senses, right? Right? Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, sense of touch, and thought. Okay, so it's the Buddha nature, or that essence from the Tao, which is part of the Tao, that allows us to have that. Okay, so now you have to make clear. We have to be clear that this Tao heart or mind is not the conscious thoughts, the senses, etc., or feelings, emotions. Because why? Because on the one hand, this conscious, the Tao mind, Tao heart, whatever you want to call it, all right, or this essence awareness it's perfect, yes. It's pure, yes. Okay, but it's also eternal. It's everlasting. It always is. It just is. Okay, it's that essence. All right. So unlike our conscious mind, conscious thoughts, which what constantly changes, right? We have a thought just a minute ago, and then this next minute that thought's gone, and we have another thought, right? or another idea, whatever, okay, another idea, whatever, okay, all right? So it's always changing. So that's different, right? So that's subject to what we call, 有生有灭. In Chinese, it means 有生. It just means it has a beginning and has an end, right? Whereas our Tao nature, our Buddha nature, you can say our pure nature, our divine nature, divine heart, whatever you want to call that, okay, is not just perfect, not just absolute, it just means it's never changing. It's eternal, okay? So there's the distinction, okay? So now, so in the main topic, okay, the theme of this dialogue, of the Iowa scripture, they call it a 慈心, a true heart, is to describe this, you can say this quality or aspect of our Buddha nature, of our Tao, of the Tao within us. You get it? Okay, so, yeah.
Anybody know Buddha nature? What the Buddha nature means? Anybody want to explain a little bit what's Buddha nature? Because I know we have new people, that's why I want to talk about Buddha nature. Just take a minute. Just keep what is going to help.
Buddha nature is the spirit or the essence inside each one of us. It allows us to be able to breathe, to speak, to move. Without it, we will be nothing but a dead corpse.
Yeah.
That's our Buddha nature.
But it's, some people call very simple word, spirits. But spirits, we have all the attachment, desires, anger, emotion. Our Buddha nature do not have those stuff at all.
Yeah, that's why it's pure. It's pure, it's absolute, it's perfect.
Bad, like,
Yeah.
it's like, don't have those stuff. Okay?
It's non-dualistic.
Very pure, which we had originally from heaven, originally. But when we came down to the human world, our spirits, which is our original Buddha nature, we attach to a lot of stuff which we didn't have before. So that's why I know we always say we were Buddha before. We didn't have those stuff, bad habit, bad emotional, bad temper. So those are the stuff which Buddha nature doesn't have. Okay, so that's why we talk about Buddha nature is original soul or spirits without those stuff at all. So that's what Buddha nature means. Okay, I want to make sure.
Yeah, there's a term in Buddhism. In Buddha, use it. You'll come across it in some of the Buddha sutras. Okay, it's called Tathagata Garba. Okay, I mean, so we can look it up. I mean, if we're interested, if you are curious, if we are curious about it, you can go on the internet and look it up, okay? It's called Tathagata Garba, all right? So, I mean, that's a very technical term because unfortunately there's no equivalent English translation to that, all right? It literally means the matrix or the embryo of our Buddhahood or something like that. It's something. Basically, it just means, and I'll just simplify. It's our Buddha nature. Okay, it's our Buddha nature.
We always should know what
Okay.
Buddha nature means. Very important.
Yeah.
That's how make us alive.
Yeah.
Right?
The difference between, you can say, a human being or even animals, because animals can also have feelings too. All right, those we call sentient beings. That in Buddhism they call it sentient beings. Okay. Versus, say, objects or, things like the rocks, trees, mountains, plants. One has a Buddha nature, the other one doesn't. Okay, so that's basically the distinction. All right. Okay. So let's so basically the whole point. Yeah.
Go ahead. Question? No, okay.
Yeah. The whole point is that. Yeah, and because there's an awareness, that's the key. You can say, there's an awareness. Animals have a degree of awareness. Plants don't. Yes, plants can be influenced or affected by, external surroundings. Like if it's warm, if weather gets warm, plants will what? Have flowers or have leaves, as opposed to winter. Winter, they die, right? They die. I mean, not they die, but they don't grow. They don't, they don't produce leaves. They don't produce, except for certain plants, maybe like pine trees. Pine trees are different. Plum trees are different. There are 3, okay? And bamboos. Those are the 3 exceptions. But like that. So they do, but they change. They are subject. They are influenced by external environmental condition, be it weather, be it the temperature, sunlight, right, etc., water, right, etc. Okay, but that's different from awareness, because a plant cannot say, well, it's winter time, I don't care, I'm still gonna produce flowers and fruits. They can't do that. See, they can't do that. They don't have that will. There's a difference, right? So it's the Buddha nature that gives us the will, intention, volition. That means you have an intent. You can create an intention. You can say, oh, I want to do this or that. Make sense? A plant can't say that. A plant can't say, well, there's no sunlight. It's okay. I'm still going to grow. They can't do that. They have no choice. They're subject to what we call, quote unquote, laws of nature. All right? Humans, unlike plants, can change. Can say, hey, I'm going to, even though it's snowing, I still can live, or something like that, or I can still stay here. You understand? So that's an intention, that's a volition, that's a will, determination, you can call it, whatever. See, that's the distinction. All right? Animals can also choose. They can choose to go there or not go there. They can choose to whatever. Okay? So they have a choice too, right? Plants don't have a choice. Make sense? Okay, so that's the distinction. So a lot of people say, oh, plants are living. Yes, they are living in the organic sense, in the biological sense, but not in the spiritual sense. Okay, that's why they have no Buddha nature. Make sense? There's a clear distinction. You have to you have to be very, very clear on this. Otherwise, you're going to get confused. All right? So you have to be very, very clear, because plants don't have a will. They can't say, oh, it's wintertime, I'm going to bear fruit. They can't do that. They're subject to the law of nature. In this case, what? Conditions such as temperature, sunlight, water, soil condition, etc. All that. Animals are not subject to that. They can say, hey, I can choose to migrate. I can choose to go from point A to point B. Right? Right? So that's the distinction right there. There's a will, or you can say a will, a choice, a determination, volition. Plants don't have that. Animals can adapt. Plants can adapt too. But they don't have a choice. They're subject to, you can say, evolution or the laws, whatever. Laws of nature, whatever. But humans can choose to do whatever. I can choose to go to space. I can invent things. I can create things. Or adapt, right? They say invention is necessity is the mother of inventions. Okay, so we can choose to do things. We have a will. There's a difference. All right, so that's very important. Okay, that's very important. All right.
That's why we can eat plants and not animals.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So if you want to pursue that logic, that line of reasoning, that's why in Buddhism, Buddha a lot stresses that. That's why we don't kill animals. We don't kill sentient beings, because animals have also the Buddha nature, or Tathagata Garbha, right? Okay. It's just that their level of awareness is not like humans. I mean, they can't invent like we do. They can't create poetry. I mean, maybe birds can sing in their language. Who knows? I don't know. Okay. But the point is, birds or animals in general can't invent things. They can't invent a spaceship to go to space, for example. Humans can do that. So that's why our level of, you can say, awareness, cleverness, intelligence, whatever you want to call that. Okay, these are all functions or manifestations of that Buddha nature. Get it? But animals do have a Buddha nature, because they definitely can sense pain. Okay, I'm pretty sure of that. Those of you who have pets will know that, right? They can sense pleasure. They can sense depression, right? They can sense sadness. Right? Okay, so that's why they do have a Buddha nature. It's just that their level of awareness is not as high as humans. That's why, right, in the Bible, they say, that's why God gave Adam, what? Dominion over the animals, right? In Garden of Eden, to take care of the animals, to rule over the animals. Because God created, I'm using the Bible story, the Genesis story, God created Adam to what? Because they say God created Adam like in God's likeness, so that he can take care of the world and the Garden of Eden in this case. All right. Animals can't. right? But that doesn't mean that they yes, on the biological level, or you can say intelligence level, yes, they are lower because they have less self-awareness, but because they are also sentient beings, they have that Buddha nature, okay? So that's why Buddha said we don't kill animals for their flesh. Just like in the Bible story, in the beginning, right? God said to Adam, yeah, you can eat everything, you can eat all the fruits, all the grains or whatever produced by the plant, by the trees, by the plants, etc., except for, for that apple, that forbidden fruit. But also, God did not tell Adam, said, oh, you can also kill animals to eat too. God didn't say that, right? As a matter of fact, people, they say, yeah, God, I think, I don't know if it's in Genesis, I forgot where, but it's in the Old Testament. God said, yeah, you can eat the flesh of anything as long as it doesn't have blood. Well, so what flesh has no blood? I don't know. Okay. So anyway, so that's why Buddha said we don't kill animals to eat. We can eat plants. We can eat fruits. We can eat rice. We can eat whatever. All right. So
come back to the animals. Animal, the reason they become animal because they have to pay their dues, pay karma they created previous life. So in this lifetime, they have to pay that. So in the future, once they pay back all this, what they owe, they could become human being again. Okay? Then they can cultivate or do other things. The other thing, the Buddha nature of animal and the Buddha nature of human being are equal. The Buddha nature of animals equal the Buddha nature of human being equal the Buddha nature of Buddhas. They are all the same. The Buddha nature is the same. The problem is animals, they pay their, because from causality point of view, they have to pay back what they owe in previous lives.
So if you want to, go down, toward that discussion, yes, there is the reason why, why are there humans versus why there are animals, etc., is because there's what we call law of causality. But that's a separate topic, okay? So we talk about that already. The 6 paths, right? The 6 paths of what we call reincarnation, right? If you believe that there is a Buddha nature, if we understand that there's a Buddha nature, something that's eternal, so therefore there is also a law of causality. So combine those two, you create the 6 paths of reincarnation, or what Buddha calls samsara. But that's a separate topic, right? So that's a separate topic. So because causality, there's also this notion of what we call causality, meaning that there is causal relationship, or in other words, that there are consequences. To put it in more practical terms, it's like there are consequences to one's choices or one's actions. Okay. All right, and it's made up of primary and secondary causes, but we don't need to get that. That's a separate topic. Okay, and we have that topic class already. Okay, so so if you combine that, that's why we end up with animals. Okay, there are animals versus humans, etc., etc. All right. Okay, so but that's a separate topic. But now, okay, so that's okay. So now I want to continue on to say, okay, so on the dialogue class. So Buddha, so in this case. In the Iowa Dharma class, 2 Buddhas appeared, right? One was our holy teacher. The other one was what we call Bodhisattva of mercy, or Guanyin, or Avalokitesvara, right? Okay, all right, came, all right. So now, so Avalokitesvara was speaking. Now I'm going to the dialogues, the conversation piece. There are just some important points. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because it takes too long. But anyway, just go some of the key points. So what Avalokitesvara or Bodhisattva Guanyin wanted to remind the class there is that when we are cultivating the Tao, okay, there's no distinction, between wealth and poverty. Okay, those are all external things that they don't look at. They say, do not ever think that just because you are either poor or we don't have the status or something like that that you're not, then we're not eligible to receive the Tao or to cultivate the Tao. That's not true. See, because once again, the whole idea is because why Buddha is looking at from our Buddha nature perspective. Because all of us, all sentient beings, it's all living beings, okay, humans in this case, all right, we all have that Tathagata Garbha Buddha nature. So it's that because we have that makes us eligible to become Buddhas. Because without it, you cannot be a Buddha. Just like you look at a mountain, a rock, it does not have the Tathagata Garbha, so it cannot be a Buddha. All right? Okay? So that's the distinction. All right? So that's why. Okay? So that's why it's Bodhisattva Guanyin just wants to remind us that, remind ourselves, let's remember that because we have this Buddha nature. That's what allows us or gives, makes us eligible, or you can say eligible, qualified to receive the Tao and to cultivate Tao and to become Buddhas. Okay? Okay, so that's one point. Then the next point, both Holy Teacher and Bodhisattva Guanyin wanted just clarify or define, give us some definitions of what that pure heart means. Okay, so you see it right there, right on the screen. That's from right to left, the red. It means straight heart, literally. That's what it means. What's a pure heart? So what is a pure heart? What is a pure heart? Okay, so he goes, that pure heart. Holy Teacher says, 没有弯弯曲曲的，没有那种奸诈的心，那就是修行人，也就是道场，也就是随时我们行为所谓是一个很好的代表，很好的标杆模范。Okay, so what Holy Teacher is basically saying, it's not curvy, it's not devious, it's not, okay, 奸诈 means crafty, perverse, you can call it. It's not scheming, okay, there's more, scheming, it's not crafty, not scheming, it's non-conditional, and it's not selfish, non-selfish, okay, so so what basically what that pure heart, straight heart is just one aspect, right, of our Buddha nature heart, okay, or of our Buddha. If you want to really go more advanced, it's really you can say the four immeasurable mind, 四无量心, but that's that's at a higher level, okay, but at a very basic level, all right, it just means that where you can say very practical terms, simple terms, you're honest, you're sincere, you're magnanimous, right? You don't always scheme, always tries to take advantage of opportunities or people's. You're honest, you're straightforward, you're very plain. You're not how can I say? You're not arrogant. All that, okay, all that. All right, we're not deceiving. We're not all that. So it just means honest, straightforward, magnanimous. Okay, all right, magnanimous. Utmost sincere, okay, pure, it says pure, straight. Okay, so that's just the aspect, an aspect in practical terms of our Buddha nature heart, what that heart and mind is like. Okay, all right, that's why, and it says 沉厚大度量率真无为庄, right? Okay, so that it just means, and that's literally. If you look at the I guess that's a verse or poem within those highlighted by those red the red lines, it basically says, right, 醇厚大度量率真无为庄. Okay, it just means that pure heart, that straight heart, it's extreme, it's tolerant, it's magnanimous. You can say it's equanimous, if that's a word. Okay, it's forthright. It's utmost sincere, and it has no pretense. Okay, that's another definition of literally what that true heart or pure heart is.
Let me follow 1 minute.
Yeah.
I want to explain what this scripture means. A lot of people probably didn't see that. You see the Chinese word, right? Chinese word we write this way, right? The end of each sentence, last word, they have the same. What is that? Same
Rhyming.
Rhyme, yeah, same
Okay.
sound. Yeah.
So it's not easy for
It's a poem.
us.
Yeah,
it's a poem.
It's,
Okay.
it's poetry. Yeah.
Then there's the red, the 直心, everything under red, right? You can see the word Chinese word in the back. There's the other poem right down. If we take the word 直心即是真道场, so you come out on the left side. Is it 直心即
Yeah,
是
you can highlight.
真道场?
Yeah, uh-huh.
So the words inside the red one, pull it out.
It's another
become the
poem.
other
Yeah, it's
poem,
another
okay?
poem.
The other
Yeah.
song. So and then continuously, you can do continuously. So that's Buddha can do those kind of stuff. Keep doing that.
Yeah, that.
Human being, we
yeah.
cannot do it, okay? So on the other side, the shin of the same thing, okay? So you can see on the board there, you can have a crowd, you can have a tree, you can have anything. Buddha can do those kind of stuff. Human being, we couldn't use the poem inside, the word inside, pull out, become the other poem. Then the other red words in behind, pull out the other poem. Hidden message. So it's beautiful. The Buddha can do those kind of stuff. I just want to share with everybody else. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Very
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. That's why we call it marvelous scripture or poem within a poem in this case, right? All right. So it's all poetry because each column you read it from. If you read the whole main text, from right to left, top down, right? So it's really the 7th and 14th character, right? 7th and 14th because it's 14 characters per column, okay? So this is one of the classic Chinese, you can say, poetry format. It's a format. It's a form. There are different forms of poetry. This is just one form, one base common form. So it's the 7th and 14th characters all rhyme, okay? All right, of each column. So that's one part. So that makes it a poem, a poetry, okay? But then within the red, the red, highlighted red, the 2 red characters, okay? And we what can I say? We read it based on the stroke order, okay, right? The calligraphy, Chinese calligraphy, are the stroke order. So that's how you come up with a second poem, and that's on the far left, right? And amazingly, the meaning of those 3 columns on the far left, that poem or scripture within a scripture, poem within a poem, it basically defines the meaning of those 2 characters. So it's very amazing. So that's why we call it marvelous scripture. All right, and it has a lot of meaning too, obviously. Okay, so that's why. All right, so that's and that's true of all Buddha's, you can say, scriptures. You can see it in the main temple. There we have tons and tons of things like of scriptures like this. All right. Okay. So that just gives you a little introduction. Okay. I just want to continue forward. So basically, okay. So that's what Holy Teacher and Bodhisattva Guanyin were trying to define for us what that pure straight heart is. So that's just one aspect of our Buddha nature heart. Okay. So all right. Okay, so now Buddha, I think it's Holy Teacher. Yeah, the Holy Teacher now is coming to say, he's asking the class members. Okay, do you feel very fortunate, or that you have a lot of fortune or not? Right? Don't you feel that? Yeah. So basically, what Holy Teacher was asking the class members is, oh, do you feel you're wealthy or not, right? And so a lot of the class members don't feel that way because most of them are pretty poor anyway. But I don't want to say poor, but they're definitely not wealthy. Okay, we're not Bill Gates. Okay, but anyway, okay. So see, it just goes to show that Buddhas have a marvelous way, and this is an example of what we call wisdom or prajna. Okay, wisdom. Okay, they have a different way of looking at things or perspective. Their views are different than ordinary human views. Okay, so anyway, so because people say no, right? The class members, so no, we don't feel wealthy or rich or whatever, and Buddha say, well, why not? Why not? He says, and so Buddha said this because suppose I say I give you $1 million to buy your eyes. To buy your eye, one eye, to buy your eye. Were you willing to sell your eye for $1 million? So people say, no, of course not, because they don't want to be blind. Okay, and then he says, suppose I give you $10 million.
$2 million.
No. Well, about $2 million. Yeah. But they say, okay. Then I want to go on to the $10 million to buy your arm, your right hand, or say example, right hand. Are you willing to sell for $10 million? Come on, it's worth a lot of money. You say you're poor, so I'll give you $10 million for your right hand, right? And obviously most people are not willing. Maybe there's some willing, but I don't know. Okay, and so what Holy Teacher is saying? See, look, see, you have 2 eyes. And you have 2 arms or two hands, okay? So that's at least worth what? 10 million, 10 million, 1 million. So that's $22 million. So you're wealthy already. You're very wealthy because they're worth $22 million. Your 2 eyes and your 2 arms are worth $22 million, right? Well, at least, the minimum, right? I mean, well, that's the price, the asking price. I don't know, the market price, whatever. I don't know, whatever. So what? See, because we humans tend to think, when we say wealthy, we don't consider our own health or our own body. We just look at, do I have a house? Do I have big bills? Do I have, a big car? Do I have all that? We tend to become attached to all these external objects, right? That we consider as wealthy. We tend to forget, wait a minute. I have my health. I have 2 eyes. I have 2 arms. I have 2 legs. I can walk. That should be wealth. Okay, that should be. So what Buddha is trying to change our mindset, right? Or trying to say, don't dig ourselves into that corner, or put ourselves in a corner where we just put ourselves in the back, against. And just looking at, say, I don't have enough money, I don't have big house, big car, blah, 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 whatever, okay? Because that's a very narrow view, okay? A very narrow view. And from a Buddha's perspective, that's the wrong view, okay? That's the wrong view, okay, of looking at wealth. Rather, we should cherish this health that we have, right? The fact that we still have 2 eyes, the fact that we still have 2 arms and 2 legs, so that we can what? We can receive the Tao and we can cultivate the Tao. We can practice and cultivate the Tao and learn the Tao.
And then
okay.
Teacher talked about $22 million, 2 eyes and 2 arms. He didn't include 2 legs.
Yeah.
He didn't include our Buddha nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine we have 2 arms, 2 legs? We don't have the spirits. We don't have Buddha nature. What's good about the body, right?
Yeah.
So the Buddha nature, what's the key?
It's priceless.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Priceless, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't see that. Even we have 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, so we don't have spirit, we don't have Buddha nature. It means nothing anymore, right?
Yeah.
Our dead body. So that's
Yeah.
it's priceless for our Buddha nature too.
Yeah. So the main point of this part of the conversation is Buddha, Holy Teacher saying, okay, see, so we have we have our health, we have this, good functioning, normal functioning body, okay, and that's true wealthy and true wealth, and we should cherish that because since we still have our health, we still have our mind, we can, find peace, be at peace with ourselves, and that's the true wealth. Okay, so it's not the material wealth. I mean, you hear people who are so super wealthy, and they're constantly worried about, oh man, who's gonna steal my wealth? Who's gonna take possession of my wealth after I go? So that's headache. That's a headache. So they're wealthy, yeah, all right. They have a lot of money, a lot of property, but they're constantly worrying about keeping it. See, so that's a headache. So from a Buddhist perspective, that's sad. That's sad. So we should not fall into that trap. So what Buddha is just trying to, use a different perspective, right? Different frame. So we should not pursue those things, or we should not, complain or feel bad that feel that we must go down that path. Okay. So that's why Buddha is saying that we should bear this in mind, and we should view things, change our way of thinking, okay, or looking at us, okay. And Buddha says, anything, as long as our heart, we can, study or learn the Tao, to practice the Tao, so that our heart and mind can remain calm and can follow our conscience, and every day, in our daily lives, we can be content and satisfied and happy. To Buddha, that's what true wealth is. Okay, so that's true unlimited wealth. That's unlimited wealth, because you can say, quote unquote, what we call liberated, or 自主, right? That's freedoms. There's called the 10 freedoms, but that's we don't have to get into that detail. There's more. Okay, so so that's what Buddha wants to remind us. Okay, that's what we said. And then also Buddha talked a little bit about being. Wow. Okay. Now let me go. Okay. So Buddha talked about, what is cultivating the Tao? Well, now we have all received the Tao. Okay. So we say, we hear a lot about cultivation, right? Okay. So cultivation. What Buddha said. This is what Bodhisattva Guan Yin said. Starts with the cultivation of the Tao. Starts with the way of humanity, or Ren Tao. Okay, and the way of humanity starts or begins with filial piety. Okay, because I think that day that was the first day. This is the first day. Sorry. Anyway, we didn't get to filial piety yet. But anyway, okay. So basically, what Buddha is trying to emphasize. Buddhists are trying to emphasize that to cultivate or to practice, learn and practice the Tao. It's very simple. We start with what we call the way of humanity, or follow our conscience, okay, and or that Buddha heart, and then it's over, okay, and then why?
They thought it was time up. It's a 10 minutes warning. They took it as a time
and then
up.
Okay, and then how do we? And then so what is the way of humanity? Very simple. The very first step is to practice filial piety. Okay, so Buddha so filial piety is a separate topic that we can talk about, but because of time, I'm not gonna. So basically, all right. So that Buddha just wants to remind us how important filial piety is. In other words, so filial piety, you can say, is the foundation or cornerstone of cultivating the Tao. All right. Okay. Because without it, you can say you can be a master learning all the concepts, but if we lack filial piety, then we're really not. We don't have a solid foundation, of cultivating the Tao. Yeah. So Buddha wants, just remind us of, how important, filial piety is for cultivating the Tao. All right. So that's just a reminder. Next, Buddha was trying to. Because this happened on the first day, right? It's the first day, right, in Iowa, right? First day. Mm-hmm. So Buddha was trying to encourage the class members to continue to, to learn from the Dharma class, okay? And basically, what Buddha was saying, I think this is holy teaching. No, Guan Yin. This is Guan Yin. Guan Yin said, basically says, regardless of however amount that we learn or we gain from the classes, okay, because everybody learn differently, okay, because everybody have different levels, learn at different degrees, okay, we're different, but we all have, regardless of how much we absorb from the classes or how much we learn, okay, we all will still have karmic rewards and blessings nevertheless. Okay, so basically, it's varying degrees, varying levels depending on each individual. But regardless of whatever amount or however degree, we all still will have karmic blessings and rewards. All right. So Buddha just wants to encourage us to continue to learn. Don't give up. Okay. So because they will all be karmic blessings. Okay, or rewards. All right. Regardless. All right. Okay. So. And then then Buddha later talk about, once again, remind us what the two words, the true heart or straight heart or pure heart means. It has once again, no craftiness, no scheming. It's non-motive or non-conditional, and it's selfless. All right. So and then. I got two more points and that's it, okay? And then lastly, Buddha was trying to say that, I guess they're further, expounding on what it means to be selfless and all that, is that we do not try to benefit at others' expense, okay? 占别人的便宜, right? Okay, so we don't seek out, we don't search don't take advantage, to gain something at the expense of others, okay? Because that's selfish. That's being selfish, okay? And so he says, let's see, who said this? Guan Yin said this, okay? Oh no, Holy Teacher. I think it's Holy Teacher. Sorry, Holy Teacher said, okay. And then he also said that we have to learn how to 吃亏. 吃亏 literally means to be taken advantage, or to be to be taken advantage of, or to be to have the short end of the stick, more or less. I mean, that's a very vernacular way of saying it. Okay, so because a lot of times, because it is due to karmic affinity or karmic causality that we end up in that situation, okay, all right, that but basically Holy Teacher is saying that we have to learn to accept that and to basically endure it, and he said by doing so, if we could do that, if we could endure that, okay, or being taken advantage or being short end of the stick or whatever, then that's how we can nurture our inner our 福气, or you can say our fortune or our good luck, okay? So let's see. 刮碗磨脚. Yeah, okay. 化妆. Okay, so basically, if we learn how to suffer, okay, or how to suffer, or we can endure, maybe that's a better way, okay? How to endure, how to suffer, it's really to nurture our blessings, our good blessings, okay? So, and the reason why we have to step back and view it from, because a lot of times, we can say, hey, it's not fair, we are wrong, how can this be, how can people deceive me and take advantage of me, blah, 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 how can I always end up on the short end of things, blah, 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 okay? And it's not that, you always have bad luck or whatever. It's because we have to step back and take a broader view or long-term view. It's because a lot of times it's all due to causality. It's because maybe in our previous lives we did something, bad to them. We took advantage of them. So now we reaped. The situation is flipped. All right. So that's why. So that we have to take the long-term view. Okay, but we have to learn how to endure it. That's the key. That's the key part. I mean, the key part is that we have to endure it and do not go. And that's part of what we call 忘愿放下. It's to basically, it literally means to let go of all karmic affinities. It just means that we accept it when we encounter these things. Okay, we endure it and then let it go and then pass on and then move on. Don't dwell on it, okay? So that's the important part, okay? So that's all part of cultivating. It's basically to you can say to nurture our perseverance. 忍辱, right? 忍辱. That's part of the 6 parameters. If you want to go a little bit more advanced, it's the 6 parameters. So it's the third, right? The third parameter. It's the third one. 第三, right? 好像, right? 布施, 持戒, and 忍辱, right? 忍辱, it means perseverance. It just means to endure, right? To have patience, to not be upset. Because and here's the problem, and here's why. Here's why. That's why Buddha says, why endure? Why that? Because even though you can say, yeah, on the surface level, on the superficial level, you say, yeah, I've been wrong. So therefore I want to seek, I don't want to say seek compensation or seek, yeah. Yeah. At the extreme end, it would be revenge, right? That's extreme end. But that and the reason why we don't do that, or have any negative feelings, okay, or negative, okay, attitudes, okay, is because if we do, let's say if we do, and it's natural because most, it's natural. You can even say it's justified, to some degree, okay. The problem with that is that we create more karma. See, that's the problem. See, that's the problem. So that's why I say 忘愿放下, right? Let go of karmic affinities means that you cut it. You cut it off right then and there. You don't prolong it. Right? Because why do I say prolong? Because if we get upset and we start fighting back and say, hey, wait a minute, that's not fair. This is mine. This is not yours. Whatever. Okay, whatever. And we have all that negative feelings. And here's the problem with that. Because of causality. Remember that principle of causality? Even though, on the surface, yeah, you wronged me. I've been wrong, okay? But if we don't consider the causal, then if we react to it negatively, and we go further into it, right? We become more attached, go further. We plant the seeds of future karma. You get it? So that's the problem. See, so that's, unfortunately, most of us don't see it that way. We just like say, hey, we just look at it now and say, hey, I've been wrong, man. I've been cheated. So it's your fault. So now I'm going to, blah, 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 whatever. See, so we just further the vicious cycle. See, that's the problem. See, so from a Buddhist perspective, they see the long view. They see that to them, this is all result of causality, okay? So if we continue, to be mixed in it, then we just further it. We prolong it. So from a Buddhist point of view, Buddha is trying to teach us is to say, we have to transcend, go beyond. That's how we can transcend samsara. Because if we continue to react back and forth, then we just prolong. We'll continue in samsara because we created more seeds for the future to happen. You see, that's the problem. See, so that's why Buddha stressed that. Here and now, in this life, yes, whatever positive or negative, it could be positive too or negative, okay? In this case, we all say negative, okay? Because, okay. So affinities or interactions, wrongs or whatever we're going to call it. Let it, accept it, and then let it go. And then that's it. And don't prolong it. Because that's how you cut off or you could say prevent planting seeds for future samsara. So therefore, if there's no seeds, then you don't have to come back. There's no cause for you to come back, right? For us to come back, right? Yeah, sure.
I think this is a very important concept for our cultivation. Because a lot of time we facing those kind of situations, we fight back.
Yeah.
And we create more karmas for the future life. So teacher also say 2 points I want to make here. First thing is, sometimes people take advantage of us. But in the meantime, look like we lost something, people take advantage of us. However, Buddha always said, heaven will make up the difference, and make up for us from different areas. Heaven always make up in different area for us. That's one thing. The other thing, Holy Teacher make one example in your life. So this is also interesting. Teacher said, one person is gossip, or maybe say something bad about the other one. And we are coming in, say, oh yeah, he is, for them, many is talk about the gene, lecture gene, say, oh, gene is like this thing. And then I'm coming in, she was talking behind her, talk about this, and I came in and said, oh yeah, she's like that. You know what? Originally, the karma belong those two. But just because I say one sentence, yeah, she's like that. You know what happened? In the future life, three of us will be in the karma loop. We couldn't get out. Three of us will be there. Is that how terrible it is? We don't even know. Just say one sentence, I got into that karma. But teacher said, if we say differently, oh, she's not like that. She's a good person. Maybe we misunderstood her a little bit. Then I don't get into that karma. In the meantime, I have merits. You see that word's difference?
Mm-hmm.
You see the word's different? I got merits. I don't even have a karma on them. I got merits too. So, oh, she's not like that. We misunderstood her. So sometimes when people are arguing with each other, say something, we have to be careful what we say. We have to be careful what we say at the moment. The teacher Holy teacher give us one example. We can learn about those kind of examples. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sure.
When one accepts, the advantage, it also reflects as weakness.
That's very good point. That's very good point. See that some people take advantage of all the time because of our weakness. That the person took advantage of us. From outside, human being, we look like a weakness of the person. On the other side, we can see the virtue of the other one, the person who was taken advantage of. The virtue of the person is taught is different. Buddha is like those kind of people. Buddha will make up the difference for this kind. Human beings say, I lost. Maybe even take advantage of me. He argued with me, he took advantage of me financially. But Buddha will make up, heaven will make up the difference on those kind of people. That's why from outside, we human beings only see outside. From heaven, from Buddha, they see differently. Because we keep getting on the street, this disaster supposed to happen to us. Buddha find a way to let us to avoid it. All kind of stuff, Buddha will help different way. We don't see that. That's beautiful. That's why I think the person who came from Nepal for business trip for 3 months, he just translated 3 Nepalese book for us. And she just said one thing about it, important. So those, he said, receive the 3 treasures the first time he translated to English, from Nepali to English. He said, you can avoid all the disasters because we receive a Dharma and blessing. That's one main thing. But last thing is, the most important thing, number 4 is, we can what? Avoid the reincarnation of the birth and rebirth and death. So we don't have to reincarnate anymore. At least 10,800 years, just receive the Dharma blessing. How? Is that impossible? It's impossible, right? That's how fortunate lucky we are. We don't even know. We always have, we just don't know how fortunate, how lucky we are yet. Until the moment we have to leave this world. The moment is, oh, man, how lucky we are. We don't have to go down. We can go up.
Humans reincarnate as animals.
And they can prove to us the difference. Now we can prove to everybody where we go after we leave this world. We know where they go. We can bring them back to glory.
Because there were no humans when dinosaurs. So dinosaurs lived millions of years.
Interesting.
They go through several cycles.
You don't see the outside, you just
Sometimes
see
there
the
were
outside.
no
Human beings see outside.
just animals. So because these are not multiple illnesses. Okay. So basically, that's why Buddha, right? Remember previously said that we have to nurture, right? Our it's going to nurture our fortune. So if we can let it go, it'll nurture that inner virtue, right? Okay, the 6 paramitas, all that. Okay, so we have to learn how to do that. So that's very important, all right? Because that's one way, and this is very, a key, you can say, a point in our cultivation, or throughout our lives, right? We should try to do that. Okay, obviously, try our best. Be mindful that if we react, okay, with people, taking advantage of us, obviously this is the negative side. There's a positive side too. The positive side is, we want to continue, to become, how can I say, I don't want to say mired in, even the good side, the good fortune part of it. Okay, so positive, negative doesn't matter. Okay, we will still prolong, and that's the problem. So that's the thing that we have to bear in mind, that if we wish to continue to come down as humans, then go right ahead, because then that's samsara. So from a Buddha's point of view, then that's suffering, right? So therefore, how do we, break that cycle, right? It's a vicious cycle. It's to cut it off right now and there. Okay? All right. What last point? That's it because of time. Basically, Buddha is saying that we have to maintain and uphold our moral integrity and reputation. This is at the very end, towards the very end. Okay, before Buddha. I think this is Holy Teacher saying that, right? He's just saying that we have to be very careful of our actions, and that we have to cherish our, you can say, moral integrity, reputation. Okay, all right. We don't do immoral things for money, okay, for position, etc., etc. All right, so we just have to be very mindful, very careful with our actions, okay, as cultivators, okay, because once again, it goes back to that causality. If we don't, then we plant the seeds for future events, in the next life or in the future lives. That will be negative. Okay, so that's and then Buddha conclude by giving fruits to every individual neighbor, and because that stuff. But encouraging class members to continue to learn, to study, to practice the Tao. Okay, that's basically most of it of what the conversation piece. All right, of the Iowa Dharma class. So I'll finish right here and turn the class over to Jing. All right, thank you.